We are en route in the 240 work truck to go pick up parts to fix the MIATA. I'm picking up a whole front shell, so hopefully I can fit most of it in here. If not, I have ratchet straps, and we're gonna either ratchet strap it to the roof or leave the hatch open while we drive. We'll see how it goes. We have made it. We are like 2 minutes away from my buddy Cody's shop. We're gonna pick up the MIATA stuff and then head back. All right, MIATA front clip is secured. It fits in the back of a 240 with a harness bar and closes somehow. It's a full cut, like from where the fenders are forward. So I will be able to replace everything that I smushed in the crash. I'm just surprised this thing fits in there. My hatch is closed like crazy. Anyways, now we have the long journey back to Massachusetts, to Worcester in the dark. Let's get it. I would like to point out that it was a 2-hour drive to get here and 2 hours back, so 4 hours round trip. And I drove this thing for 7 hours on Friday. So everyone that says, oh, you shouldn't get a 240 for your first drift car, oh, you need a Z or an E36, 240s aren't reliable, I beg to differ. Anyways, thank you for listening to my TED Talk. We are stopping for a nutritious meal, some Wendy's. Low-key, I was thinking Wendy's was Dairy Queen, because the only valid road trip snack is Dairy Queen cheese curds, and I was craving those like crazy, but this is a Wendy's, not a Dairy Queen, so I don't know what I'm gonna get, but maybe a Baconator. That would low-key be pretty gas. Tell you guys what, this lighting's terrible, by the way. Last time I ever go to a Wendy's, that shit was terrible. They gave me a they gave me a Baconator instead of a chicken sandwich, and I don't like cheap cheeseburgers, so I didn't eat that. And then I got the Baconator fries, and they were cold with hot cheese on top, so they were just cold, soggy fries with a little bit of cheese. So I had a cookie, nice nourishing meal for my drive home. We have survived the journey back to Worcester. Now, next step is to take the MIATA apart and strip literally the entire front end off and see what we're actually working with before I weld this thing on there. This BMX bike is a perfect example of an easy marketplace flip that any of you guys could do at home. So We the People BMX bike, picked up on marketplace for 125 bucks. The grips were crusty, and it's not like, it's got its imperfections here and there. Picked up for 125 bucks. Bought new grips on Amazon for 10 bucks. So we're in at 135, and I'm on my way to sell it for 250. I do have to drive half an hour to sell it, but I'm still making money. So W flip. You've arrived at the marketplace location. Let's hit a bunny hop for the road. Bike is sold, and 250 big ones are in my pocket. That's going straight to the MIATA. That's probably like a hood and a fender, which is what I need left for the rebuild. So that's pretty sweet. This came in today. ISR transmount. My transmount in this car is gone. So we're going poly transmount, poly everything, because poly is best. I don't care about vibrations. Ooh, GR Corolla. That's pretty cool. All right, guys, it is officially time to clock in and lock in on the MIATA. We have new brakes, new rad fans, and new coil rad. I've been going back and forth about whether I want to sell this thing, but once I fix it, I'm gonna want to keep it, so I'm keeping it. Anyways, let's get to the garage. So this is the setup that we are driving to the garage with. All the shit just in the passenger seat, because where else am I gonna put it? If anyone missed the accident, I rear-ended somebody and the whole front got smushed in, so I'm replacing this whole like headlight bracket support type thing. And yeah, this is my winter beater. So I'd like to fix it soon because it has heat and my drift car does not have heat. We have made it back to the garage with the MIATA. It's time to start work. This is a straight one and you can see all of this is bent in and that's how it's supposed to look. So we are going to tear down tonight, probably, I don't know how much we're gonna get done tonight. The goal is just to get the whole car apart and get the whole front end off and see how bad the damage actually is. I have all the way back here to cut, so if I wanted to, I could basically cut it like almost in front of the engine mounts and weld from there, but I'd like to not cut back that far if possible.
Get 2 or more, that's like outside. It's you're just massacring those fenders.
Well, this one needs to get replaced anyway.
Okay.
All right, we have made good progress. Hood is gone, both fenders are gone. Both the headlight brackets are out. They were pretty bent. They're honestly cooked. I need new brackets. The next issue is I can't get the radiator out because this is pinned up against it. So I'm gonna somehow circle a ratchet strap around it and try and pull it off this and bend it straight a little bit, just enough so I can get the radiator out. And then the AC is also another issue. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. Maybe it's time for an AC delete. It's convertible, but like low-key, if it still has it, I don't know. Let's try the ratchet strap junk. Here is the setup. So I'm using the 2 factory tow hooks and I have the strap wrapped around here to hopefully pull everything back a little bit. We got this top piece out of the way, now we gotta get this bottom piece out of the way. Alright, so I ended up using a giant like crowbar, this giant crowbar, and I was able to pry it back a little bit, but enough to get a ratchet strap in there, but the ratchet strap broke because it's a cheap one. So I think I'm going to call it a night because I'm ridiculously tired. I had a super long day. And I mean, it's only like 10 o'clock, but I don't feel like working anymore. So I'm gonna go home and go to bed. Question is, do I drive this home or do I walk? Probably gonna walk because I don't want to get pulled over. We are back and well rested. I ate dinner when I got home and fell right asleep. So clearly I needed the rest. Lots of energy today. Steps today. Pull radiator, cut front end off, weld new front end on. It's that easy, guys. Hopefully it's that easy. It's not that easy. All right, we got her up in the air. It's time to drain all of the coolant out. Oh, the coils? Yeah. It's not bad. Oh yeah. Yep. I'm not wearing most of it. All right. Radiator is out. Look at that. I only spilled a little bit of coolant. The radiator is like not that awful, but it's definitely bent. It like might still hold. I don't know. Okay, new plan. Because the frame rails are in good shape and it's so much more of a pain to cut these, I'm just gonna do this top metal part. So basically I'm gonna cut along the frame rail here and up in there and just replace the like visible part on top and replace this top bar. And do the same thing over here because the frame is fine. So we're gonna cut there and cut down like that. And then it should be good. In the front, I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do here yet. I might cut there and then re-weld the new piece on like that. But I have to get this AC stuff out of the way before I start cutting. All right, good progress has been made. There is no front end anymore. I left a little bit of room right here because I'm gonna try and drill the spot welds out. Actually, I might just cut that straight. I don't know. I didn't cut, I wanna cut it back just a little bit more, but that was just like my basic first cut. Same thing here. This is gonna get cut all the way down to there and across. But I just wanted to start small because you can always cut more, but you can't go back. So we're making good progress. There's so much room. I see how people like put LSs and stuff in here because like other than a radiator, there's so much room in the front end. All right, so everything is all cut out. I need to grind down some of these edges a little bit and make it nice and square, but it's all cut down and measured to the same length. And now we just need to get that one cut, the top part cut out, and weld it on. Making great progress. All right, so I got all of these spot welds drilled out. You can see this little piece was on there, and it comes right off. So that's nice and flush now. I'm gonna hit it with a grinder and clean up all this. I got this side done too. So the other one also has spot welds. So basically the plan is to drill out all the spot welds on that, and then it should literally slide right onto this like factory. Like ideally it should fit really well. All right, we have the new piece fully cut out of the frame rails and it is on the car. I have to trim this down a little bit so it actually fits right, but it is all drilled out and kind of ready to be welded. That will be tomorrow's job. What is going on, guys? We are back, day 3 Miata rebuild. So the plan is I'm going to paint this while it's off the car because it's going to be so much harder to get all these weird angles and surfaces before paint. And then I will grind off what I need to weld afterwards and I'll just touch it up. But it's way easier to paint this now. Okay, the plan now that I'm lining this up is I'm gonna actually overlap these two pieces so it'll be twice as strong, so I could put a weld on the back edge and this front edge, and then it'll line up perfectly in the front. It actually fits perfect on this side. This side needs to get banged out a little bit to fit. So now we just gotta grind it all down and then throw some beads down. It is officially time to weld. I'm gonna have to do a lot of metalworking, but I wanna like tack it as I go and then work it. So like work it with a hammer. So I'm gonna start on that side because that side fits a lot better and then work my way over here. I'm gonna set you guys up with a fire time lapse of all the weld business. Well, we're out of welding wire, so I gotta go get some of that. I'm glad that I found out now, not halfway through when the store's closed. We have acquired 2 rolls of Harbor Freight welding wire. So back to the time lapse. camera battery died, so we lost the time lapse, but we are all welded on the passenger side. All welded up in there, nice and welded, right up the seam, and it's all welded underneath too. And I plated in that spot because it was really thin. And we're nice and sturdy on this side. I just have to do the, oh, I also grinded it all down. There's a couple spots I couldn't quite get the grinder, but I think it looks pretty dang good. So now I just have to do the driver's side. Get that, this is all tacked in already. I just have to get all the welds, grind it down, give it some more paint. I'm gonna give it more of this white primer paint. And then, yeah, throw the rad back in, put the headlights back in, if I can make them work. Hopefully, fix this wiring mess. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys when the right side is welded. Welding is done. I showed you guys what it looked like after I grinded it, so let me show you. I'm not a great welder, I'm still learning. So, there's some good beads in here, there's some that are, this is pretty gross. And then, like look, it starts good up there and then it gets not so great. I'll clean it up with a grinder and paint over it, because the grinder and paint makes you the welder you ain't. Brand new car. I'm actually like, this is awesome. I can't believe like I did this. Like, it's not perfect, and it's gonna kill the retail of selling it, but I think it looks great, and it's all gonna fit together like regular MIATA, and I did it myself, and I saved this thing from the scrapyard. So I think it was definitely a success. Now we just need to put it back together. That's easy, right? There's only a million things in the front end that have to go back in. So we just gotta lock in and clock in, and get this thing put back together. Look at my shiny new radiator. Ooh. Nice coil rad. I have some nice electric fans to go with it. All right, I got the radiator back in, and then I decided to call it a night because I still have to clean up all of this mess and get the garage looking nice and clean. So we rolled the MIATA outside, and she's gonna live here till I have time to work on it again, which is probably a couple days. Anyways, I'm really happy with how it came out. I'm gonna need to get new fenders and a new hood because these are ridiculously crunched. Let me get you guys some light real quick. Like, there's no way I can reuse these. Especially this one. So, that'll be a future purchase. The plan for next video is get everything put back together, because I still have so much stuff to reassemble in the engine bay and figure out wiring junk, and then do some body work on these fenders and hood to try and get them fitting as good as possible, get that all painted, and get the car back on the road. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.